This is your Kupa educator, Patricia, and I'm here back to back weeks. So you guys can learn about our Kupa product. Today is St. Patrick's Day. We're going to do another St. Patrick's Day design for you guys just to keep up with the holiday, but I am going to do a removal and an acrylic application so that way you guys can see how we apply our structure system, our Divinity acrylic system for you guys. I know some people were asking last time about how to apply like the gel or the acrylic. So we may do another application probably with the gel again for you in a future video. But today, again, we are going to be doing our acrylic, which is our Divinity system. So I will get started right now. All right. I don't know, Jack. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. Okay. So I'm going to start off with, I think maybe we'll do the middle finger. Why not? Because it's bigger so you guys can see. I'm going to use my coarse bit, and this is a Typhoon Radius bit. And well, first I'm going to remove with my nail clipper. So just gonna remove the nail so that way it'll be easier. I think I could go a little shorter, but you want to make sure you don't hit the client's skin if they have if their hyponychium grows over. You don't want to accidentally cut that, what people call like the quick of your nail. Okay, so I'm just going to start from one side and remove the polish, and then we're gonna keep going over until we get down to a very thin layer of gel so that we can remove the soft gel tip. Okay. So I just kind of lightly keep going over the soft gel tip. So you want to make sure you don't go into the client's nail. Just stay on the enhancement. You'll see where it'll start lifting or showing you the difference between the actual enhancement product and the client's nail, because you'll see kind of like a line of demarcation or what kind of looks like it's lifting, and you don't want to go deeper than that. Okay, so just kind of lightly gonna hit. Okay, and I see it's coming off in some areas, so I'm not gonna keep going over the same areas. I'm just gonna remove the tip now. Just like that. I'll take a nipper and do the oop, there we go. And I'll do the corners. Okay. Right, with my shaper buffer, I'm just going to go around so that we have a nice bare surface to work off of. Okay. That was a soft gel tip. So I just removed the soft gel tip and I'm going to be applying the acrylic now. So I know a lot of people like to see the application videos so they can get an idea for, how to prep and all that stuff. So I wanted to make sure we go over that again for you guys. So you see the nail is bare now. There's no enhancement on it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so nice clean nail, no enhancement. And then I'm just going to take my prep bit, and this is the one with the flat edge, so not the 3-in-1. This is just the enhancement prep bit. There against the red, it's easier to tell. There you go. So again, there's a flat bit there, and this is a diamond bit, so again, very safe to use on the natural nail. And I'm not going to have it up too high, so just in that first quarter quadrant. Let me try to position myself. Oh, there we go. So just gonna prep by going around the cuticle, lifting any dead skin, any cuticle that we see. Try not to get on the skin. Just like that. And then we're gonna go over the nail bed. Sorry if you guys can't. My allergies were acting up. This weather change, if you're in Southern California, and I think we've been talking about it, it's been hot. And they're saying like there's so much pollen in the air and all of that right now. So kind of hitting the corner. She has some dry skin. Okay. But yeah, my allergies have been acting up because of this weather. There's so much pollen and it's dry. I've been sleeping with my humidifier on. Oh my gosh. It's been a wild couple of weeks. But that's why I sound like this. So if you guys are wondering why I sound like this, that is why. Okay. I think when I cut this, I left a little scraggler. Let me just, because I'm like, why is there a little scraggler there? Okay. Now I'm going to take my forms. I have my Kupa forms, and these ones are long. They come with the extended piece here. You can see where it's perforated. I'm just going to snap that off since her nails are not that long. Okay. I take the middle off, and then you can put that right in the center here for a little more structure if you want. Oops, I can get it off my glove. Just put that right there in the center for a bit more structure like that. And then I tear right here where it's perforated for the finger. And then I'll usually roll the form and then connect here at the front. If you're going to do a stiletto, you can pinch all the way to the top. So that will help create that more narrow tip. If you're doing a square, just leave that open. This little circle part, leave that open. And then you can, well, let me actually dust this first so that we have a nice little area to work from. No dust on the skin or the nail, so that way the sticker can stick. And then just go right under and there you go, like that. And then wrap that around. And then if the client will flip, you'll see, close these. And then you can close these tabs together so it will stick for the client. See? And then you can see kind of down the nail is very flush to the underside of her nail. So that way there's not like any gaps or anything. Because you want it to be as close to that as possible. See? Nice. Nice even form. And then I'm going to use my prep, my pH balancer, my prep here. Just get this dust out of the way. And just run across the nail bed so it dries it out and pH balances it. This also cleanses the nail of any debris, and you'll see it dries it out pretty quick, just like that. And that creates a really good bond when the nail is very, very dry first, okay? You want to make sure the nail is dry after it's prepped, and then you can go in with your acid-free primer, and that will bond with the structure monomer and our divinity powder. And I'm going to be using our Cover Pink. It's close to her nail color already. So whenever we switch back, I can just put that back on. Or is it clear?
Which?
The nail underneath. Is it clear? It's clear?
Yeah, it was a soft gel.
Oh, okay. It was just okay. Let me use clear, actually, because we had been using I feel like that Cover Pink for so long when she was getting fills. So I just need to get the clear out so that way it matches when we put our new when we put the polish on. No, I haven't. Yes, I do have things today. We set it up. So we have our structure acrylic powder here, and it is in clear. So I'm going to have that out. And I'm going to prepare my dampen dish. So I have my dampen dish here. And what I like to do is you just get a soft landing so that way I can wipe off my acrylic with this. That in the corner. Okay. So what I like to do when I use my dampen dish is I'll put my brush up to the lid or the top of the monomer so that it flows down the brush and it doesn't create a mess or anything like that. If you try to pour directly, sometimes it can run down the bottle. So if you put something there, it will run down the brush instead of down the side of the bottle, okay? So just a little tip. And that's with any bottle. It's, they all kind of will, drip down because of how it's shaped. So just a little tip for beginners. If you don't already do that, you can give that a try. All right, now I'm just going to apply our clear. So just soaking the brush, and then I'm going to wipe from the belly and then dip in to our acrylic here. Okay, and then I'm just going to wait for that to absorb. It's kind of hot in here today, so I'm going to assume that this will dry fast. Anytime that it's hot, this is with any acrylic, anytime that it's hot, your product will dry fast compared to when it's cold. You'll notice that in the winter months, sometimes you'll have to turn your heater up so that way your acrylic will set and it won't be gooping all over the place. And then in the summer, you can just kind of maneuver it because it will dry quickly. So I am just patting in place a kind of square coffin, so like a tapered square, just to mimic the shape that she already had. Just like that. So if you can see, it's just like a little tapered square. And then I will go over the second zone here. And just pat. And then I'll swipe. So I always pat just to push it into the nail, and then we'll swipe. Are there any questions? Sorry, I haven't been looking on my phone. Because since the acrylic dries fast in the heat, I'm like, I don't want to get too distracted because I don't want to have it be stiff on me. But feel free to ask any questions we're just doing a quick acrylic application for like a tapered square nail. And if you guys have any requests for a future video, a different shape or how to use the form in a different way, please leave, bless you, please leave a comment or something letting us know what you want us to try so that we can, get you guys the videos you want to see. All right. Okay. And I'm just going to let that dry a little bit. Okay. So there is our little structure down. Nothing crazy, just a little square. And then I just clean my brush off after use so that way no acrylic is stuck on it. And I'll do that by, I just kind of let it sit in the monomer a little bit, like swish it in the monomer, loosen any powder that could possibly be on it. And then I gently press to see if there's any, crusties or any powder that's possibly on the brush. You want to make sure you guys are cleaning your brush after every use. And if stuff is getting stuck in there, make sure you are, deep cleaning it every so often. That way you can maintain the longevity of the brush. You don't want to have to keep getting a new brush every single time, But I was like that. I was messing up my brush. I wasn't sure of how to pat. Sometimes I would pat and then like kind of move forward, and that would push the powder in the acrylic into the brush, and you don't want that. So there's different things sometimes that I see some beginners doing that can harm your brush. So you just want to make sure downward motion, you're patting in and patting kind of down ways. You don't want to go up, stuff like that, and make sure you're just always swiping down. So that way you don't have any problems. Try to get all the trash out of here. Okay. Because this is not good. This isn't a really observant. Okay, sorry. She needs a tissue. We're all dying here.
Thank you.
Yeah,
like
allergy
dripping
season
down my
is
face.
upon us, okay? This is like, please forgive us. We're doing the best we can. We're doing the best we can. My voice is all raspy. Sorry. Yeah, I have my like phone operator voice on. Okay. Okay. Whew. All right. Now, I believe that's dry. I'll show you guys how I test too. So you can take the back of your brush. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it has that hard clacky. Let me drink some water. Oh my gosh.
We are dying here.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My allergies are kicking my butt. He keeps giving me water. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so sorry.
As
Yes,
as
okay.
she opened it, that's when I sneezed.
Yeah. Okay, we're sorry because, right, I think maybe the dust and then plus we opened the monomer and then everybody just started going crazy. I'm not normally like this. Like I can smell the monomer like all day long. Like obviously I work with it all day long. And if you're a nail tech, sometimes, your space kind of gets fumy and you're like, wait a minute, let me open an extra window. Like if you don't have a whole lot of ventilation, I even put the fan on the window so it can blow it out even more. But sometimes you just don't notice it. But right now, for what I think it's because it's so dry here. It's like as soon as I opened it, I was like, whoa. Okay. Sorry for that. I don't even have. Okay.
And go.
And go. Okay, let's pretend that never happened. Woo! Okay, we made it. We made it to the second part of the video. Okay. So that was hard. So I use the brush again as my little tip to hear when it's dry. And then I will take my shaper buffer and I'm just gonna kind of clean it up on the sides first. And then I will file with the e-file on top. But I like to kind of make the shape first so that way when I'm filing with the e-file, I can know how to structure it once I get the shape. Because sometimes that, it makes a difference. If you have a square, if you have a short nail, if you have a long nail, or if you have a, stiletto or something, you kind of tend to shape a little different, especially depending on how long the nail is. You'll shape a little different with the e-file. I do at least, because I'll place the apex a little higher. If it's longer, like I'll place the apex a little further back because it can hold the pressure. If it's shorter, then I can, place it a little forward. But usually it's like between this zone here. So longer, a little further back, shorter, you can put it, a little closer to the free edge. Let me just clean up the shape. And then we will move on. Okay. And then I just try to make sure it's square. So I'll have her do her hand like this. And then you can look and see like, okay, this is a little, to the left or to the right or high on one side or whatever. So that's how I check my clients. And then, you always want to look to this angle, look to that angle, look down the barrel of the nail so you can make sure that everything is the way you want it. And now I'm going to remove my diamond bit here, my prep bit. And I'm going to use a fine bit. I want to use, do I not have a little fine? Is this the 3-in-1? Oh, I guess I have a fine. I'll use this one, the Typhoon Radius, but usually when I'm balancing, I like to use, I think this one is a medium or a coarse on the tapered, but I'll use them both because I'll show you guys how I clean up the top and then I'll just finish or smooth the top with the fine bit of the Typhoon Radius. So I'm going to use it a little higher and just starting towards the cuticle area, I'm going to just kind of make a nice smooth arch from right to left and just kind of even that out. And then I want to check the side to make sure I'm not making it too low or keeping it too high. Whoops, sorry. Oh my God. Today's the day. It skipped on the side here. Okay, so I'll show you that too. So when you get to the side, if you file and you make it straight right, there's going to be a ledge, like a little cliff. Pros make mistakes too. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But you'll see there's like a little ledge. So when you're trying to do your e-file, I just made this mistake, but I'll tell you, you don't want to go over because then it'll hit the lip of that flat square where you just filed it, and that's what will cause it to skip too. So that just shows that and I can fix it easily, but it just shows that I need to file on the side here, make it round. Oh my God, sorry. And then I can file afterwards with the shaper buffer to smooth it down. But we didn't get on the skin, so that's good because you don't want to hurt the client. It's more so just the skipping and the noise that will probably like startle you and your client, but as long as you don't get the skin, you're fine. But it messed up my shape now, so I'm sad. I'm sad. We're having a time over here. Okay. Yeah, because now it's going to go more narrow than I wanted, but that's okay. Because we'll be back next week to fix it. Oh my gosh. I should do, I think I want to try to do a video of corrections. Like how you can correct, like if somebody comes in and they have, lumps, or if their nail is too narrow for their nail bed or whatever, and how you can fix that for them. Something like that. I think that would be a fun video. Because not everybody's perfect. I mean, the more practice that you get and the more you do, obviously you're going to be proficient, right? You're going to be good. But, players mess up sometimes. So it's good to know how to fix your mistakes, how to correct if you're ever in that situation, because you don't want to have the client leaving unhappy or anything like that. Oh yeah, that's right. I said I was going to use this. I feel like this is, I don't know if this is medium or coarse, but I'm going to double check right now. Because I'm pretty sure this is the coarse tapered. Okay. I think it's medium, which is fine with me. So this is good. I like the flat edged bits so that I can get up against the cuticle. You definitely don't want to hit the skin, so just be careful, especially if you're having a little day like me where your allergies are acting up and and your hands are shaky. Yeah, and you don't want to say that out loud either to your client, like, "Oh, my hands are shaky right now," but we're gonna do the e-file. You don't want to say that to them. So just take a breath and calm down and relax. See? Everything will be fine. So see what I'm talking about when you file, sometimes there's that little lip right here. I don't know if the camera picks it up. It did just a second ago. Yeah, you can see that. We're going to buff that smooth. So I'm going to take my shaper buffer and I'm just going to kind of go around to smooth that. And then I'll do this side. Sorry. Okay, before we buff, so that way it comes out smooth. The shape is fine for me. Like I said, it's a little, oops, I accidentally used the 100 side. I meant to use the buffer side. I use the filer side. See, I'm having a time. But then you can buff it smooth and it can be round. When it's round and it's all smooth, it's easier to polish. When you have those little lips and the cliffs and stuff like that, like on the side from filing, and you don't smooth that out with the buffer, when you put on your polish, the high point is gonna show through your polish. If you're trying to do like a thin coat or something like that, or if you have a shear, you're gonna be able to tell. So you want your nails to be as smooth as possible. As smooth as possible and even. So just keep that in mind. If you can get it all smooth around, that makes a big difference for the finish product. Okay. All right. So now that I did that, I'll show you guys all around the, oops, wrong finger. I'll show you guys around the whole nail so you can see. See, from this angle, it's smooth. There's a little apex here. It's a shorter nail, so it doesn't need a super high apex, but it lifts there. And then you can see down the barrel, it's a thin nail. It doesn't need to be any thicker than a credit card. A lot of your clients are going to want you to give them a thinner nail anyway. And then plus when you add the gel polish, and you can see it's smooth going down the nail too. Because when you add the gel polish, it can get bulky. So you don't want, it looking all bulky and crazy. Okay. So now we are dusting this off. And I'm going to do a little St. Patrick's nail design again for you. Since today is St. Patrick's Day, I'm just going to dust this off so that way we can have a nice clean surface and to work on. Okay, now I'm going to get my color palettes. So I'm going to use the LA Confidential collection because I want to use that Urban Jungle. And then I think I'm going to use, is it the Sparkling Limeade? Huh?
Yeah.
That we like? Yeah. So I think I'm going to use Sparkling Limeade because this one is kind of like a little milky kind of green. So I think I want to use that. So I can show you guys the new palettes. Okay. So I'm just going to take our let me take this out of here. I'm going to take this out of here. Okay. So I'm going to go in with Sparkling Limeade. And let me just brush this into the brush because I don't want it to be too stiff before I put it on. Okay. So I just have a little bit here. And there we go. Well, that's a good angle because you can see the nail really good. There you go. And I'm just going to do a nice thin coat. Just like that.
It's really clear.
Yeah. It looks really clear, but by the time we do the second coat, it'll just be a nice little sheer wash. But I like it because it's very springy. See how cute that is? And then I'm going to have her cook that for 60 seconds, okay? We're going to do a second coat, and then I'm going to use the Urban Jungle to paint on some little clovers. But I actually kind of want to do a French tip, like a little French tip, and then maybe some little clovers around the edge. We'll see how I feel. Just, do a little something different. So I might do that. But yeah, I just have these two. Sparkling Limeade and Urban Jungle. And you can see the difference. This one is a bright green. And then this one is a pastel. So like a sheer mint kind of vibe. It's very milky looking in here, and you can tell like when you apply it, it's sheer. Okay. So if you haven't already gotten the color palette, this one is the Santa Monica Sweets collection. That's the one that I'm using with the Sparkling Limeade. And it has all these cute little colors. Oh, there we go. All these cute little colors. So Marshmallow Drizzle is like a milky white. I think we went over these before too. And then Gabby, I think, made a swatch video. But it's a milky kind of white. Sugar Baby is like a mauve. Like a sheer mauve. Cherry Cola.
That's the one I have on.
Yeah, this is the one that she has on. It's it's like kind of like a mauve. I feel like Sugar Baby may be more of a pink when you apply it, like a sheer wash. Like you could use it as a cover pink. Apricot Fizz is more on the peachy side. Grape Soda. That one's like a lavender, like a lilac lavender kind of color. There it goes. Cotton Candy. Like a sky blue. And then we have the Limoncello, which is like a sheer wash of like a highlighter kind of green color. A little different than the Sparkling Limeade because that one's like a more mint kind of color when you put it on. Okay, So keep a lookout for these. If you haven't got those already, you might really enjoy those colors for spring. So just getting back to our nail here. I'm going to apply the second coat, and this is going to give it that little light wash, like a little sheer pastel green. And it does look like a little candy or something, like a heart, like a rock candy. There you go. See? Very pretty. And then I'll have her put that in for 60 seconds. All right, very cute. I'm just gonna get another tissue here so I can wipe off the color. I want to make sure I'm dusting off wiping off the color every time so we don't have it in the brush when you go to do your next color, your next step. Oh, but I do have a brush there for the LA Confidential collection anyway. And these do come with a brush, so it's nice. I tell you guys every time it has a little paddle brush on one side and then the little liner brush on this side. So you guys can see that. Okay. So I'm thinking maybe I'll do some little clover designs. I'm going to use probably a dotting tool, and I'll show you guys how I do the how I do my clovers. And then I just use the top sometimes to mix or melt the colors together. Okay. So I'm just gonna put like 4 dots. Oops. No, I didn't. But there's okay. I'm just gonna circle it like that because I want them a little bigger anyway. Okay. Like a square. So 4 dots like that. We'll do another 4 dots. Right here. And I'll do 4 over here. Okay, so like in a square pattern. So, 2 on top, 2 on bottom. So it doesn't look like much right now. It just looks like 4 dots together, right? Nothing crazy. Now I'm going to take my liner brush. I'm just melting the color into it. So giving us a little fluidity in the brush. And then I'm going to kind of bring them to a point so they can connect in the center. So just like a teardrop shape from the circles that we made. And then I'll do a little stem. Start from the outer and then go in. Oh my gosh, sorry. No. Okay, yeah, allergy season. I I need somebody to bring some allergy medication. The spring has sprung, guys. We're all like choking on pollen. So again, teardrop shape going down the middle. I apologize for coughing in the middle of the video. Let's see, I'm gonna try to do one upside down again like that. If you start from the outer point, the line will be a little thicker. So that's how I kind of get it to look like a stem, is I'll start on the outside and then I'll flick it in so that it looks thinner towards the clover part. We just want it to look like they're kind of falling. Something like that. Okay, so we have that. And then I'm gonna take a little white, I think. Or actually, I'll take a little yellow. I think this will be cute if we add some little coins or something. Like there's gonna be coins from the little leprechaun's cauldron thing, the pot of gold. So what I'm gonna do is just make some little coin shapes, little circles. So how I make them look like coins is I make them a little more oblong, so not a perfectly circle, so that way I can put a little flatter side, and that's what I'm going to kind of make as the flat side of the coin, and I'll show you guys that. I'll show you guys that in a second. So like that. And we'll do another one down here. And one more over here. Just kind of going over. Okay. All right. So 3 little coins. I'm gonna have her put that in for 60 seconds. Just zap that a little bit. Oh, I have my little bow. It has little clovers on it too. Forgot I had that there. But that's my green for today. Okay. So while that's cooking, I'm actually gonna add a little black to this. Let me. I have my form paper, so I'm just gonna tear from the form that I just used so that I can mix it. I'm gonna put yellow and then a little pinch of black. And this is what I'm gonna use to write on the coin to give it a little shadow. So I don't want it to be too black. I just want the yellow to shine through a bit, but it's gonna give it a shadowy kind of look. So almost like muddy there, like a Dijon mustard. Okay, so I'm gonna use this to create the shadow. Okay, so I'll show you how. I'm gonna go around the, oh, let's start right here. Let me see if you can zoom in a little bit. If you can zoom all the way in. Okay, thank you. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, so I'm just gonna go around, make a shorter circle inside, like that. So that's why I do it a little oblong, so that way there's room for that extra piece. And then I'm gonna go around the back side. So it's kind of like a button shape. It's a coin, but you know, and then going to put the dollar sign here. Just like that. Okay. So I'm gonna go back in and outline the coins. Sorry, I'm like holding my breath so I can do these lines. But while I still have that color on, I'm gonna outline the other coin. And then a little black. To do the dollar sign. Just like that. There you go. And that is just like a cute little quick St. Patty's Day design. Very fun. Oh yeah, that for 60 so you can seal in the design. I thought that was really cute. Just like a, you can even outline the shamrock in black or white if you want to. That would be a cute little way to bring up the design, add little highlights. I think maybe I'll do that. If I had thought about it, I would have just did it all at once, but sometimes when you're kind of just like on the go and you're inspired, you're just kind of moving. So I think I'm going to outline in the, maybe in the urban jungle, but maybe I'll add a little black to it to create a shadow too. So just the green with a dab of the black. So urban jungle with limo service. And then I will outline these little clovers. Just like this. Gives more dimension to the design. Okay. And around and down. Around and down. Just like that. Okay. There we go. And that adds just some shadow to it. Pops it out a little more. If you use this dark black, it's gonna show up, even more. So it just depends on how you want to do it. But this way just gives little dimension. We're gonna go over here. Continue on. Just outlining the clovers. Just like that. Very cute. Just adding some dimension, a little pop. I'm going to have hers at that for 60 seconds. And then we will put on the top coat. All right. So that was nice. Just a little, little quick, cute design. Something that'll, be fun for the holidays. Thanks for sticking through with us as we fight this allergy season. You see all that we do to bring you guys nail videos. It's because we care. It's because we love you. And we truly enjoy being here. We love what we do. Especially Marco. Like, he doesn't want to say anything. Okay, now we will be using our no wipe gel. Oh, sorry, I thought it was on top. No wipe gel top. There you go. And we're going to seal in that design. Right. Very pretty. Just want to make sure I do a nice thin coat. And put that in for 60. And then we're going to use our Harmony cuticle oil. Why would he do me like that? I thought he was zooming in on this, right? So I'm like this. I'm like, and then he goes into the light. What's going on here? What is going on here? Okay, we're getting it together. Next week will be better, maybe. No, right, but it's us. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, please let us know what else you guys want to see. We love to hear from you guys. Let us know how you guys like the product and tag us in all of your pictures. So we'll make sure we try to share and like all of your guys' content too. Definitely want to build up the community. All right. There we go. And there is your St. Patrick's Day design. Right. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe and like and comment. All right. Bye.
Imagine a